All right, this is our fourth race of the day on Saturday at the Stocky Trophy against Boston University. The Polar Bears are in boats 1, 2, and 3. BU is in 16, 17, 18. And for the viewers, boat 1 is our pin boat. Boat 2 is our boat that's assigned in the middle. And 3 is supposed to be our boat end boat. So visually, we can kind of see who's in position, who may be out of position. It looks like 2 and 3 might have called a switch. Kind of going into the start. Looks like we are trailing our pairs into this start here, which may not be a bad move. We spent a lot of time on Saturday and Sunday talking about whether we wanted to be trailing our pairs into the line or leading them into the line. That was pretty current and breeze influenced. We could tell boat 1 on our team gets a pretty good start. Immediately tack support covers the fleet. In our other 2 boats, we look like we may have 1 pair, maybe 2. It's a little unstable right now. Very important day for boat handling, being really aggressive with tacks, not over flattening. Really important. The other thing that was really important was like fleet racing, sailing for pressure and angle on the beat. I think we end up doing a pretty good job at times of just fleet racing when everybody else is kind of thinking more team racing stuff. So kind of as we're sailing up the beat, we have a ton of tacks, cruise. I think a really good piece of advice on the upwind and downwind is to kind of understand what boat you're playing with, and so you can focus on kind of what they're doing and help you anticipate what the skipper in your boat is going to do. Who your pair is and who you're covering. Here we see boat 3 bail with a swoop tack to kind of stay with the boat that is furthest left on the screen. I think that's a good move there. And I think as we're kind of coming into the top of the cone here, we're thinking starboard advantage going into the windward mark, really pretty key. We definitely have a 1, and the rest of it's kind of pretty unsettled. It's not totally sure if we're 1, 5, 6. You can tell breeze has gone way left at times here. So 3 crosses there. We definitely have maybe 2 pairs here. And we spent a lot of time talking about the communication on the water, and I think early on Saturday we were struggling a little bit with maybe over communicating, talking a little bit, I think, too much about the fleet race stuff and when boats should tack, etc. I think we did a better job of kind of transitioning into communicating about plays and what we're doing, if we're play forward or we're play back. Here it looks like we're close to being 1-3 on the beat. A lot of current here. You can tell these windward mark traps are going to take forever. So gaining, understanding that and positioning accordingly is really important. And I think the other thing is the boat handling from when we're dead stopped, if we're really down speed, to actually accelerating is really key. So in the cruise, you just got to like really rip the boat all the way through the tack. You're not really waiting for the jib to backwind. You're just like rolling the boat, basically getting it onto the new angle here. So 17 fouled, it puts them pretty far behind. 1's got a pin on 16, 18 rounds in the 1. And because boats 2 and 3 do a really good job of defending starboard advantage, we round 2, 3, 4 here, which is good. 2, 3, 4, that means our 2 boat is trying to push 18 around the race course. So that here is boat 3. They're kind of going high. 2 is going low, instant high-low. We may be even in a play forward situation here, which it looks like we are. So that's a really good thing to communicate to your teammates. Hey, we're going to play forward here, play forward. And 18 is trying to slow the race down, but we quickly see that they go down speed, and we're able to kind of get a boat below and a boat over the top, and they lose the 1. We had a couple of scenarios with us this weekend where as the 1, we were too aggressive in getting back into the race. And if you're 1-5-6, I think you got to be a little bit more conservative. We have to give our teammates a chance to get back into the race, and your team's main hope is you keeping the 1. So here it's clear that we're 1-2 there, and we definitely had at least 1 ace, which is really good. The other thing downwind is the boat handling can be like way more aggressive. Boat 2 had a very passive tack there. They got the boat moving really quickly. But again, just keeping the boat handling as amped up as possible and making it really legal is super, super important. Again, fleet racing on the run, sailing in pressure, not sailing in holes. I think this is where boats behind have a major advantage. They get the pressure first. They can position better for the pressure. And just going a little slow, boat 2 allows the other team to kind of get way back in the game. It's really tight, really compressed. So we've lost the 1, so now we're probably back to a play 2 here, really compressed, very fleet racy it looks like. So, looks like we're play 2 here, but still really up in the air. I don't know if boat 1 now has the 1. You can tell it's like very, very all over the place. Lots of crazy angles on the run.
With both selling?
Well, there's a rotation posted, but also I can tell you. They're probably in black.
Black?
Yeah.
I think upwind we do a pretty good job of understanding the importance of having the starboard advantage, and downwind I think we got to get a little bit better at getting across the bows. So clearly here we're probably play 1. We are play 1. 1 does a good job of letting 3 get around the outside. We still have an ace here, which is good. We round 1-2. And this week in practice, we're definitely going to work on our coverage when we're in the 1-2. That's really pretty important, I think. And I think when we have the lead like this, I think, traditionally it is, yes, we need to sail boat length and tack, and then we're tacking back onto the 3rd place boat. But I also think you got to think about like which tack is favored, So if like one tack is so favored of the other one, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to tack onto port tack and then have to come back and sail the non-favored tack up the race course. So here we can see this is where our coverage, I think, is blown. So the 1 boat tacks around the mark, then they go with 3, and our 2nd place boat is supposed to cover the 4, but because they let them get so far left, that 4th place boat tacked right away, they have a ton of leverage out to that side, And I think for us, we have to think the leverage game. If the breeze goes left at all, that BU boat that's way to the left is going to gain significantly, So, I think covering the leverage and identifying like who should cover what leverage is really, really, really important. BU makes a pretty big gain there. Just based on being left